Today at about 1:35 p.m., our Avondale patrol officers responded to a residence here in the Litchfield Park area, here in the area of Acacia Circle and Villanueva Drive. The officers were responding to the residence in response to an authorized court order. Upon entry into the residence, officers contacted a 30-year-old adult male. That adult male was in possession of a firearm when contacted by officers. From there, an officer-involved shooting incurred, and the adult male suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. That adult male was treated with first aid by the officers and then transported to a hospital for the non-life-threatening injuries. As you can see, Goodyear Police is on scene. They are part of the West Valley Incident Response Task Force, and they will be taking the lead on this investigation for an officer-involved shooting, which is typical for West Valley agencies. This is an initial statement by Avondale Police. From here out, further inquiries regarding this incident should be forwarded to the Goodyear Police PD PIO, for the reason being that Goodyear Police is taking lead on the investigation.
I'm Stephanie with Free TV. I have a question about the court order. Can you talk more about were they coming to serve a warrant or were called out here because someone violated a court order?
What I can say right now is that the officers were at the residence for an authorized court order, to fulfill an authorized court order. That's the best way that I can describe it at the moment. I think those details will be investigated by Goodyear Police.
So officers came to this house specifically with a court order for something?
For an authorized court order, that's right. That's what I can say right now.
Okay.
The individual that was shot and transported to the hospital, was he a resident of the home? Did he live in the home?
I can't give the details about whether he was a resident or his status in the home. What I can say is that this occurred inside the residence, and that's where the officer-involved shooting occurred. Of course, Goodyear Police will be responsible for investigating the reason why he was at the residence.
Were there any other people inside the home at the time that this incident occurred?
I can't speak to that, unfortunately. I know that that will be something that the Goodyear officers are investigating right now on scene.
Can you give details on how many times he was shot and how many officers?
I can't give details about how many times he was shot. What I can say is one officer fired his weapon at the subject, and there were several other officers present at the time. But I can't give details about how many times the subject was shot.
Did police see a gun in his hand when they walk in, or did he say, "I have one"? And did he fire at them first? Did he fire at all?
I can't speak to details about what led up just before the officer-involved shooting, but what I can confirm is that it was known that that subject was in possession of a firearm when contacted by the officers.
I think it's important also to point out we were out here talking to neighbors, and obviously we think the same way, but she had said, you know, officers are out here protecting us, and we're so thankful for them that they put themselves in situations like this and protect us. So just if you had a comment to that, because I thought that was just what someone said, and they just said thank you for what you guys do.
I think it's best right now for the community to know that the scene is secure. There are no other outstanding threats to the community, and we appreciate their patience with traffic control and blocking off the area for now.
And your officers are fine. They're okay.
Our officers are fine. No officers are hurt or injured in this incident.
I understand that Goodyear is taking over the investigation from here on out. How much longer do you think he'll be here for?
I can't give you exact details. In my experience, this investigation can last anywhere from 4 to 8 hours.
Do you know if there's a history at this house or who lives there or with this person?
Again, unfortunately, that's not something that I can speak to. Those are details that are going to be thoroughly investigated by the West Valley Incident Response Team.
Will Avondale or Goodyear PD do another interview at some time tonight?
That's going to be the decision up to Goodyear Police. After this initial statement with you all, that ends all answering of inquiries from Avondale Police. Everything else, written or sound, is going to have to be forwarded to Goodyear, and that will be up to them.
We did hear that there was a mental health call. Did you hear that? Did that have anything to do with it?
That's something that I can't confirm right now. What I can say is that police were here for an authorized court order, and that's the best way that I can describe it at the moment.
Can we call it? Is there, never mind, you can't describe it, that's fine. I'm just wondering what the court order was for, like why they were here in the first place. You can't tell us anything about that at all.
I understand that that's important for you to know. The best way that I can describe it right now is that they were here for an authorized court order, to fulfill an authorized court order.
Okay.
So how many officers were here to do that?
I can't tell you exactly how many officers. What I can say is that that's going to be verified by Goodyear Police. What I can say is that one officer was involved in the officer-involved shooting, and there were several other officers on scene when that occurred. I can't give you the exact number of officers.
What, if any, charges is he facing?
That's going to be up to Goodyear Police. They're the ones that are conducting this investigation. It's an active investigation, and Goodyear Police are right now have done a briefing, and they'll be investigating. That'll be up to them to decide.
Could you tell us where he got shot?
I can't tell you where on his person where he was shot. What I can tell you is that he incurred a gunshot wound, non-life threatening.
And is it the second home here on the left? Are you able to give us those details, or?
Unfortunately, that's not something I want to confirm with you right now. What I can say is that it is a residence here on this street at Acacia Circle and via Nueva Drive.
Were the shots fired inside the home?
What I can say is that this happened inside the residence. The officer-involved shooting happened inside the residence.
And again, for the neighbors, it's contained, there's nothing else to worry about, correct?
It's contained. The scene is safe. Right now, any neighbors needing to exit or enter are being assisted by Avondale police across our outer crime scene tape.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate you all.
Thank you.